Testing. All right. Hey yo, what is up, everyone? It is your boy Shazman21, and welcome to another video by boy Shazman21. So in this recording, I'm just getting the video out of my Did Dante Smash, Lady is gonna be coming out fairly soon, but I did promise that I was going to make like a follow-up video, which is going to be, did Dante, had some things going on with Trish. Another very, very fine mamacita herself. And, hey, I just coin myself now, the rated R YouTuber of all time. As a matter of fact, shout out to Edge for that, because he was the rated R superstar, yeah? I guess in this case, I'm the rated R YouTuber. I don't know, man. I'm just trying something out, see if it works or not. Who knows? That might stick. You never know. I mean, I like to talk about raunchy things all the time. Well, okay. I do sometimes talk about it, but sometimes I'm just like, I want to talk about something wholesome. Like, you'll probably hear me talk about something wholesome about, oh, my day has been going good and all that stuff. But sometimes I'm just like, I think it's time to have a little talk about the naughty things, huh? And I'm also like a sucker when it comes to innuendo jokes, because, I don't know, it's just really funny, because it just is. But anyways, that's enough about that, yapping. I think it's time that you guys are all waiting for. Totally, ready to talk about some things about Dante and Trish, getting the thing and stuff. Now, this is also kind of a popular ship, but also there's a lot of a divisiveness, considering Trish's existence is basically because she's a carbon copy of Dante's mom, basically. So, how it all started. So, we're gonna start all the way from the original game, Devil May Cry, where it all fucking started. So, basically, it starts with, Dante as a semi-established... Actually, no, not even semi. He's already established. So, he's been doing, devil hunting business for a while, ever since, what happened in, of course, Devil May Cry 3. Losing his brother and shit. But, this case, this, warps back around to, the whole situation with, Mundus and, shit like that. So, basically, this chick, this fine mamacita pops out of nowhere, bursts through that man's door, and was just, trying to style on that motherfucker, Dante. So basically, she pulls up, knees the dude in the face, grabs a fucking, I think his rebellion at the time, or whatever, the sword that he had, chucks that motherfucker at Dante, and then also, at the same time, throws a motherfucking motorcycle onto Dante, and then, Dante's like, okay, let's go and slow this down real quick. Pulls up his, ebony ivory and says, time to get the show roll. Boom, 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 And then, Trish is like, oh my god, this man is really him. He's making my what wet. Anyways, well, then again, you came to this video for some raunchiness, so hey, it is what it is. It's my channel, motherfucker. I'm actually surprised I'm still wearing the same shirt from yesterday, so yikes. But I think next time I might probably do a lighting better. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's kind of done in a certain way, and I'll probably get back to my office at some point, so yeah, you're probably gonna be seeing me back to my office maybe next week, but right now I just got some shit going on. Anyways, enough about that. Back to Trish. Yeah, Trish. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of speed run this a little bit, because there's not really much that was going on in Devil May Cry. There was, but it was a 2000s game, so there was some stuff going on, but you know how it is with the 2000s games. Sometimes it's good, like they have some really good storylines, and it's not much different in like Devil May Cry. Like it definitely laid like the groundwork to have it be like the wacky do adventures and stuff that we really love, and it started like actually surprisingly as a Resident Evil game. So that's a really fun fact. But other than that, like yeah, Trish she shows up every now and then to, you know, see what Dante is doing and stuff. Because, like, once they, like, make it to, like, the island where, you know, Mundus is, like, held at and shit. Fucking, I would have to say, what was it? Oh, yeah, she just leaves Dante to, you know, do his thing, which, hey, it is what it is. Because, you know, Dante is already, like, known for doing his own thing anyway. So, you know, it's not really much different for him to do all that. So, he just goes around, you know, slays some demons. Well, really, the puppets that are like demons or whatever. You know, doing all that. You know, fights with Nelangelo, fights with some like, you know, those fucking. Oh, man, it's been a while since I actually checked out with Devil May Cry, so I might have to like either I might have to replay the game or I might have to like watch it again, like from like different people, like, you know, playing the game and stuff. But as far as I can remember, there was like the spider dude that got killed by Mundus pretty badly, which make like Dante, you know, swear on his like mother that he will like find, or actually not only like his mom but his father, to like stop Mundus because, you know, he was being a dickhead and stuff. Oh, okay. All right. This is where it gets like crazy. So Trish ends up, you know, later in the end, and like towards the climax of the ending, she ends up like betraying Dante. Damn, can't trust him like that. And, you know, I think, was it a gameplay or like a cutscene? I don't know. They you gotta like fight against like Trish while fighting against like some other demon here and there. At least like this, as far as I can remember. And then it cuts to like where, you know, Trish almost gets like crushed by a fucking boulder or whatever, and Dante just like bolts in to like save Trish, and this like made Trish like very conflicted because, you know, she literally just betrayed that man's trust or whatnot, and he still, you know, went after and wanted to save her, and she asked like, "Why did you save me?" And then our boy Dante was like, "Because you look like my mom. Now get out of my sight." And then, you know, Trish trying to, like, you know, reprimand the damage, you know, trying to like say, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean that." And then like Johnson's like, "Oh, hell nah, we ain't pulling this shit. Don't come anywhere closer to me. You betrayed my heart and soul. Yeah, you might have my mom's looks, but you'll never have her soul." You know, something like that. You know, all dramatic and shit. Like, it's been a minute since like Dante was like dramatic, because like as like an older dude now, he's like very chill and relaxed, which is interesting. Maybe he has some melodramatic moments. I mean, DMC2, well, has that, but we might not talk about it too much, other than just the fact that, what's going on? Oh shit! Oh, hold on, guys. Alright, I'll be back. I had to help out with my big bro out there, you know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to my big bro if he's actually watching this. Or not. I don't know. Probably best not for him not to watch it, because, you know, I talk about some raunchy nonsense! Nah. He's welcome to my video. Besides his family. But still. Besides that, like, you know. Oh, yeah. What were we talking about? Hey, Trish. Yeah. She like kind of fucks up a bit, you know what I'm saying? And then Dante, you know, loses it, blah, 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 blah. The next time we see her, she gets kidnapped by Mundus unknowingly to Dante, because, you know, he just thought he just left her or whatever to, like, you know, think about her actions, which, hey, she did definitely think about her actions. But she then got kidnapped, I think, off screen or whatnot. I don't even remember if there was like a certain cutscene that happened, but it did. But yeah, she gets kidnapped. She gets like put in, I think, was it a cross? Yeah, she was put in the cross because like Mundus was trying to, I guess, like, try to remember because it's been so long. Um, Mundus tries to kill Dante after, like, Dante achieved the power of Sparta after defeating his brother Virgil, who was like Nel Angelo at the time. Basically, a whole demon, but had like a rivalry with Dante because, well, they share a lot because they're brothers. Especially at the end when like Virgil was like revealed and like that all happened and shit, and he ends up taking the L once again because that happened. But yeah, what was it? Oh yeah. After like Virgil seemingly dies until like it's revealed that he's not really dead in Devil May Cry 5, but we'll get into that another time. But yeah. I try to like use like my brain power just like remember some things, but it's like again, Devil May Cry is like it's good, but man, sometimes okay. Let's log in. All right. Mundus does try to attempt to kill Dante, and when he tries to hit he tries to hit his laser beam towards Dante. Trish, I think she pushes Dante out the way, and then like she takes the beam to the chest or to the head. I think it was to the head, and then of course Dante was tweaking out because this was someone that he cared about and shit, and I think this is where he does the "I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light." That like really iconic. Man, that really iconic thing he said too. I know the intention is that it's supposed to be like a serious moment, but I can't help but be like, man, this shit is cheesy. But it's in a good way though, because it's just like it still is like very melodramatic and it still works. But man, I couldn't help but laugh about that. Or it could have been later. I don't know. But like afterwards, like after Trish gets killed or whatnot, Dante awakens his daddy's power, becomes literally the carbon copy of him, with the power and shit, and just like starts like welling on Mundus really, really badly, kicking his devil ass. You see what I did there? Devil ass. And he definitely made the devil cry. Yay! I am the greatest professional YouTuber ever. I do this for a living. But anyways, oh yeah, Dante tries to escape the thing. Tries to like do whatever, and then Mundus comes back to try to like stop him in his like tracks and whatnot. But then like Trish, being a W woman, lends some of her power to Dante, and then Dante hits the iconic jackpot phrase for the first time in the game, and he was like jackpot, boom, kill. Well, really, he just sends Mundus to somewhere else. Devil May Cry remake, because my headcanon is I'll get into that in a minute, but like basically Mundus gets sent to the demon world once again because that happened, and then they literally escape by flying a fucking plane, and then they changed like the thing to be Devils Never Cry, which by the way the selling of it really sucked to where just like they reverted back to Devil May Cry because it was just bad business decision. Thanks, Dante. And then like he also said like, oh okay, this is like I keep forgetting. Okay, there was like a moment after like everything was said and done. Dante and Trish had their like little moment together, and it was really sweet because like she was like shedding tears because she was not supposed to feel anything, but she did, and he was like, don't worry girl, devils never cry. But at the same time, like their relationship afterwards, even though it was good, it it did start off like shaky because of like they were fighting. Then Trish did her usual thing, and then she goes off to do other things. You know what? I really wish that the Devil May Cry creators should have done was like flesh out Trish's story a little bit more, because especially like after Devil May Cry 1, like they should have like done something. I know they did it like maybe in like the not Netflix, maybe in like the anime, like with like when Dante was already kind of well established and stuff. Like that was good, but like it would have been really great in a game as well. But hey, it is what it is. Maybe if possible in a Devil May Cry 5 DLC pack where Trish and Lady have their like moment, which honestly they should have had already. Like if you're gonna have Virgil, then fuck, we should have the girls too, man. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I like the casting of DMC5 anyway, so it's not too bad. But yeah, this was like a lot shorter because like there was not like a lot that was going on, so I might end up just like posting as is, no edits here. I mean, other than just like you're gonna hear me say some ums and likes, because hey, it is what it is. Hey, I'm not a professional fucking speaker. The fuck? I don't even do that shit all the time. I'm a fucking YouTuber. But yeah, did Dante and Trish fuck? Yes, I think so. Now, did it like afterwards, like after it was all said and done in the game? Maybe not. Maybe not. Probably not. Because like, it is kind of like, a little weird to like see someone who basically has your mom's face and like it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of odd because like I know this is a different person, but like they also have a familiar, someone that I know who is a familial to me, and they have their face, so it's like it's kind of awkward, and I'm sure it was like that for a while till like Trish kind of had to break off from Dante for a while to like for them to like at least like miss each other, and then like at some point Dante kind of just sees Trish as who she is, and every now and then he might kind of see that, but he also understands that this is Trish. At the end of the day, this is an entirely different person, and they may have done a little something. Now, will I do it? I mean, if it's Trish, yes, but because like Trish is a character and stuff, but let's just say somehow, some way, there's like someone that shares the same face as my mom, and they're an entirely different person, like completely, like they have a completely different name, completely different backstory, completely different everything, but they somehow have the exact same face as my mom. So kind of like my mom's doppelganger. Anyways, same face. No, I would not. That would like absolutely be really weird as well. So like, nah, I wouldn't. Even if I say it's an entirely different person, that yes, maybe we might have a little bit of something. If they literally share the same face as my mom, I just would never, because that's just no. That's just no. I wouldn't do it. But I would say like in Dante's case, it's hard to say whether or not, but I think it can be a possibility. But that's just like he has to like at least treat Trish as like its own separate person instead of his mom. I think her name was Ava or Eva or Eve or whatever fuck. I think it was Ava or Eva. I don't know. It's something like that. Yeah, no. I think it can happen, but it's still like complex. But there's another bonus question I want to ask too that I was kind of alluded to from like my previous video with Lady and Trish and Dante doing their thing in Devil May Cry 4 and shit, and a little bit in 5. Did Dante have a threesome with both Lady and Trish, especially after Devil May Cry 4, and maybe a little bit in Devil May Cry 5? I will have to say, I don't know. Maybe they may have done it. I mean, again, Dante is a womanizer. Yes, in a way he might not have the best of luck with women, but at the same time he kind of knows how to like do his thing. Unlike his twin brother, who doesn't give a shit less about anything that a woman ever thinks about. The only thing he can ever think about maybe is like his mom, and that's if that. That's just if that. This motherfucker only cares about power and trying to claim something of his daddy's power, aka Sparta. Which honestly, at some point, I wouldn't think, because like Sparta has like lived quite some time, yeah, like a very very long time too. Even like after what he did like with you know, Mundus and shit, like a long time ago, you know, in the story. I'm wondering, especially since like we're gonna also like include like, you know, Netflix has something, you know, like there's like sentient demons from the McCoy or whatever the fuck, like, you know, the demon world and shit. I'm wondering if Sparta was also kind of fucking too before you met, you know, Dante and Virgil's mom. And what I mean by that is like, because, you know, since he is a demon, you know, he was out here, you know, having a little fun times with some demon hoes too, you know, doing his thing and shit. So maybe, hey, again, it's not confirmed, but it's definitely not denied. So hey, that can be a possibility. I mean, he could have been a womanizer in any way, shape, or form. I mean, how was it that he was able to get a human girl? Yeah, Riz, boy. That's how it works. Or manipulation. I don't know. I mean, then again, like, Sparta's a kind of a cool dude anyway, so, like, man, I wish that, you know what? If they ever do a prequel to, Devil May Cry, they absolutely need to include Sparta. Like, come on now. We need to know how it's actually really done. Alright? Like, let's cut the bullshit and see what's really all about. Anime or video game. Shit, really, for me, I would rather play the video game. I want to be like Sparta, you know, just saying all these like demons on some like, you know, Dynasty Warrior shit, and also like saying fuck you to Mundus. Like, come on now, I would want that. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, besides, you know, I am kind of keen on wanting to do some video game development one day. Like, I want to be able to, you know, create something really cool one day. So maybe, you know, one of these days I will make like a cool video game that has like some vampire, like, you know, stuff in it that's like similar to like what's going on with Sinners, or even, you know, Blade and shit. Like, I think that would be a really cool thing to do one day. I've always wanted to like make my own game in some ways, and I think that would be really awesome to like dive deep into that or something else, you know. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below also if you think that, you know, Dante and Trish, you know, is a good, you know, fit or not. And hey, anything can be true. It could be like, oh, he shouldn't be with her because, you know, he looks like his mom or whatnot, or they should be together because, you know what, at the end of the day, Trish is Trish. It doesn't matter if she shares the same facial structures as the mom. It's still an entirely different person, and Dante needs to like chill out with that. Which, okay, fair enough as well. But again, that's up to the main man. But honestly, in my headcanon, that's happened. Oh yeah, speaking of headcanons, I want to also answer this. Did Mundus, when he got defeated, travel to a different dimension called Devil May Cry the Remake? And I say yes. It kind of makes sense, because we haven't seen Mundus in a minute. Ever since he got defeated by Dante in Devil May Cry, the first game. Like, yeah, he gets mentioned and shit, but like, that's about it. Like, hell, even in Devil May Cry 5, or actually 4, it was Sanctus or whatever the fuck, some Pope Diccolo, you know, dude that was usually like, ironically, like, demon powers to slay demons, which is kind of like, you know, against religious beliefs. But hey, Sanctus does some dumb shit. But hey, it is what it is. Oh yeah. And in Devil May Cry 5, you have, Urizen and V and all that shit. And Urizen was said to be like, of course, like the devil version of Virgil, and it said that Urizen is more powerful than Mundus, which is wild to say, but yeah, that is true. Even Virgil is way stronger than fucking Mundus, even though Mundus don't clap that man so badly. So it's like that power scaling can be weird sometimes. But is it true that Mundus went to a different dimension that had like the reboot that we do not talk about? Yes, and he's been there for a minute. Ever since, losing to Classic Dante, he went to a different dimension, tried to like stop, that from ever happening again. But then he gets killed off by rebooted Dante, which is like, wow. Not only did you got defeated by the Classic Dante, you also got defeated by his off-brand, which we don't even talk about all the time. But even then, his off-brand self beats you. You're trash, homie. That's why you don't got no hoes, homie. That's why you don't even got the sauce like Spara, homie. That's why this is why you'll forever be the most lamest villain ever. Shit, at least like Thanos got his like shit, like snapped and like everyone's done for, and like Marta was like, he was on some dog shit, you know what I'm saying? He was like one of the best villains, and I don't even care if like, there was like other better villains, and even the bards, I don't care. Madara was soloing fucking 5 Kages by himself. Fuck out of here with that. Name any other villain that has ever sold like any like higher ranking whatever than like Madara. I mean, I guess you can like maybe Frieza, but even then that's just boring. We need something like, some nuances, because at least like Madara, he has some nuances to himself. Frieza, he's boring as hell. The fuck? But anyways, that's for another time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, about me talking about some raunchiness, and also like stuff like that. I guess the next like raunchy video that I'm going to make, I think I could probably talk about like why sex appeal is kind of cool, I guess. And also, this is gonna be for exclusive content, but I'm gonna be talking about them two earthly planets together, followed by a watery storm down there. We gonna be talking about that in an exclusive content video, and I might probably do that maybe like way later on tonight. You never know. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Stay peaceful, stay amazing, stay awesome. Most importantly, stay being you and stay being classy. And just remember, do not go with someone that looks like your mom, because otherwise it's gonna cause some weird Oedipus complex or whatever you want to call it. Either way, don't do it. Even if it's a different person, probably don't do it unless your name is Dante. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for this video, and I'll see you guys later.